Months ago, I promised to make my mother-in-law an almond joy cake. She was super excited about it. Neither of us have ever tried one. And so I found a recipe online. And so I'm going to make this cake for her today. And it's probably going to look nothing like the picture. Let's find out if it's any good. The first thing we're going to do is preheat our oven to 350. And then we're going to prepare our cake pans. Close enough. And we're going to spray just a little bit to make them sticky. Set our parchment paper down in there. In a bowl, we're going to combine 1 3/4 cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar, 3/4 cup of cocoa powder, 2 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and whisk together. Now we set this aside and get to working on our wet ingredients. We need a cup of milk, half a cup of vegetable oil, a teaspoon and a half of vanilla, and 2 eggs. I have whisked together my wet ingredients and then slowly added my dry ingredients in little batches. And now that we've got it all mixed together and my sides are scraped down, I'm going to turn my mixer on and I'm going to slowly add 1 cup of hot water. This is what our batter is looking like. This looks really thin to me, so I'm hoping this is what it's supposed to look like. Natalie might be getting a store-bought cake. Bake for 22 to 25 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. All right, our cakes are finished. I tested them with a toothpick. They've cooled down about 5 minutes where I can handle the pans. All right. I'm going to take them out. I'm going to let them cool for another about 20 minutes on this wire rack. For the filling that goes in between the layers of the cake, we're going to take 1 can of sweetened condensed milk with 3 cups of sweetened shredded coconut. Mix it up. In the bowl of my stand mixer, I have 3 sticks of butter that were frozen 10 minutes ago. So they're half thawed, half melted. I don't know. We're going to add 1 1/4 cups of shortening to it. We're going to cream this together. Now we're going to add 1.5 tablespoons of coconut extract. The recipe calls for 10 cups of powdered sugar. That is a lot of powdered sugar. I really hope I have enough. So at first you're just supposed to add 5 cups in and then mix. They say you can add some water or milk as needed, I guess to thin it out. But this looks like it would spread pretty easy. Yeah, I think we're going to keep it here. All right, so I don't have a cake holder to put this on or anything fancy. I could have got one. I wasn't thinking ahead. Also, I'm supposed to like cut the tops off these and make them even. I think I'm going to, they're both kind of higher on one side than the other. So I think I'm going to try to stack them the other ways because I'll end up cutting them to pieces if I try to make them even. So I've got the paper off. Set that there. Then I'm going to take half of the filling and put it in there. Now I'm going to take this one, also peel the back off of it. Now I'm going to try to level out my cake a little bit by putting the higher side on the side that was lower. I'm going to take the rest of my filling, put it on top of that one. Now I have these little piping bags, and I don't know that you have to have anything like this, but because I didn't level it and I've got some pretty decent sized holes in there, I'm going to see if I can fill them in so I can make this kind of pretty. Once upon a time, I found this at the Dollar Tree, and I was like, that is called an offset spatula, and I'm going to make cakes, and they're going to be beautiful. And then I put it in my drawer, because Audrey doesn't make pretty things, Audrey makes tasty things. Totally forgot that I had gotten this one and this one. This is going to be a disaster for sure. Now I've got 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and I'm going to pour a half a cup of boiling heavy cream over the top. And I'm going to let them sit there for a couple of minutes. All right, now that it's been a couple of minutes, I'm going to take and whisk this until it's nice and smooth and glossy. And pour this over the top, kind of towards the edges because I want it to drip down a little bit. I have some what were supposed to be slivered almonds, but they didn't end up slivering whenever I put them through the grater. These were supposed to go in between the layers with the filling, and I completely forgot they existed. So instead, I'm going to dust them all over the top. I have some almond joys. I think I'm going to stick these on just in between some of the drips. Maybe they'll hold, maybe they'll fall. We'll find out. Good enough. I'm taking orders for wedding cakes now. Do you see this? Hopefully she likes it. That cake was so good, but it was really, really rich, and it's huge. I don't think anybody could finish their plate, but everybody loved it. It was delicious, but I would only make it if you're going to feed a heck of a crowd.